I can't fuck around with the fucking fuck around. You know you do this shit because of me. Only worry about what's in front of me. Keep them niggas hating, they can't fuck with me. They don't bother me. They finna see a whole lot of me. I'm the ticket like a lottery. Blowing wood sitting by the beach. And every week is like a different freak. I'm here but my head gone. Been through a lot, they changed on me, they was dead wrong. Having dreams, I ain't making home. Only God I can call on. Like it's Dipset, nigga, we ballin'. We ain't friends, so please stop calling me. Plays, run them off. I want it bad, I was starving. Needed I'm a bezel in a plain Jane. My mama told me about the dope game. Play a nigga, you gon' see that they don't do. You can take a better lane. The brokest nigga be the loudest in the room. I'ma get money, play the.
Hey, what's going on with you? You know what time it is. You're on with Big J to talk sports, news, and information. D Mac, if you're available, come on in. Big man, I want to talk about the controversy of some saying Lonzo Ball should not come back to the Lakers. I believe that Lonzo Ball is a great fit for the Lakers now. And I believe that LeBron James thinks the same thing also. And let me tell you what I see. This is what I see. From the point of LaMelo Ball being a star in the league now, do you know what would happen to the Lakers if they had two of the three brothers on the team from a marketing perspective? Do you know what really would happen? Also, I'd like to tell everyone thank you for subscribing to our channel. Thank you to those who have went by and gone by my son's YouTube, as you saw the beginning of our live today, who is Rob too. Go by, subscribe to his channel also. He's doing big things. We just want to say we appreciate and thank everyone who has become a part of Big J and D-Mac. Let's talk. We really appreciate you. And we say salute and thank you again. Also, big shout out to Macrina, who's on and watching. Hey, Macrina, God bless you, sis. And we want to say thank you to all those who come on and support this channel. But here's my take. The NBA coming out of COVID-19 and everything that has gone on, there needs to be a shakeup and teams need to be solid again. We have the playoffs going on right now, and we see that injuries that has hurt major teams. All right. But what we need is to get a unique understanding to where teams for the next 2 to 3 years need to go out and gather those players that they want to keep in the mix. And for me, Lonzo Ball coming back to the Lakers would be a nice fit. That's just my opinion. If Lonzo Ball could get back to the Lakers and the Lakers could sure and make sure that they get Anthony Davis not only to play the four, but get him in that five position also, you would see a different team. All right. Yes, I know I talk about LeBron James, but I am a Lakers fan. So, well, Big J, how can you be a Lakers fan and you always blasting LeBron? Well, I was a Laker fan before LeBron James became a Laker. All right. So he still has to grow on me and not me grow on him. All right. So what I'm saying is I want the Lakers to pull the trigger on getting Lonzo Ball no matter what they have to do. And that's my opinion. No matter what they have to do, they have to pull the trigger on Lonzo Ball. And that goes back to my point talking about Magic Johnson and Magic saying, listen, man, I love LaMelo Ball. I love watching the Hornets. Magic Johnson said LaMelo Ball will be the NBA, the future NBA MVP very soon. And for Magic to say that, which is a 5-time All-Star in the Hall of Fame, a legend, that tells you something about LaMelo Ball. And I just don't see Michael Jordan and the Hornets putting top dollar, investing in him to make sure that he's their future. I don't see it yet. But what I do see is that the Lakers are willing to give this family, because I know they made it and they talked to LeVar about it before. They're willing to give these kids whatever it's going to take as long as they can become a part of the Los Angeles Lakers. And what will happen? The Lakers will not only become winners again, but they'll become marketable again. See, that's what we don't understand. LeBron James make the team winnable. Yes, they will win championships, but are they marketable? Are they marketable with LeBron James? See, they were marketable with Kobe. They were marketable with Magic because he and Bird teamed up. But that's something that no one ever talks about. LeBron James is making his money on advertisements and endorsements, but is the team. And if the team is not, that's why bringing, watch this. Let me see what, and Jay, what's going on? Ant Man, what's going on? Big J, sup, fam, respect to you, brother. Same thing to you, man. But see, and it goes back to the question: does LeBron James and Anthony Davis make the Lakers marketable? In my understanding, no. Yes, LeBron James and Anthony Davis will win chips, but it's always been a buy product of Kobe Bryant and the Lakers, Magic Johnson and the Lakers. Right now, it's LeBron James. See, and the team is losing from a marketing perspective. We've never heard it this quiet about the Lakers. And the superstar goes on to achieve their success in endorsements. And that's what I believe what the Ball brothers would bring to LA. Not just Lonzo Ball, but in 2 years or a year after this, LaMelo will be a free agent. Then what do you do? Do you resign with Charlotte or do you come home? I believe Melo's coming home. I need to get a T-shirt and start that. Somebody needs to grab a T-shirt and says, "I believe Melo's coming home." And if Melo comes home, it's over with. See what Adam says. I'm sorry, I said that was Aunt Jay. See what Adam says. Adam says, if the Lakers, I would try my best to get Lonzo Ball. If Lakers get Lonzo, who cares if Dennis walks? That's right. I think Lonzo is a better than Dennis, in my opinion, 100%. Nine says the Ball brothers are good for business and great for views. That's what I'm talking about right there from both of you guys. You understand marketing. And see what people never talk about. Oh, LeBron is the business. LeBron James is this. LeBron James is that. But what you don't understand, LeBron is about LeBron. And there's nothing wrong with that. But Kobe was a Laker in, out, through and through. And what Kobe did, not only did he make his face great, he made the face of the organization great. Not only did Magic make his smile great as Johnson, but he made the smile of the organization great. And that's something that LeBron can't do. And that's something that other players do. They build a product, and like Kareem did. No one still pays attention to Kareem, but if you mention Kareem, all you hear, oh yeah, he was a great Laker. See, those are the intangibles and the differences that we find in these guys. Oh yeah, great Lakers. Does anyone say LeBron is great? Or does anybody say LeBron, great Lakers? No. LeBron is good. LeBron is this. But before there was a LeBron, there were the Lakers. And see, in my opinion, the Ball brothers, being from California, being from Chino Hills, they would bring the right narrative back and say, we're a part and we're homegrown and we are Lakers. And see, it's not people that they wanted to deface LeBron's murals or those things like that. It wasn't about that. But what people felt was, and I'm not bringing up an old narrative, they felt LeBron was not a part of the family or the community. And there's nothing wrong with that because longtime players and longtime individuals have the right to feel what they feel. And I too, living in Los Angeles County, being a Laker fan, living right down the street from the Forum when I first got married, going to games, there's just something about Jamal Wilkes. There's just something about Cooper. There was just something about Byron Scott. There was just something about Magic Johnson. And these same things transcended in Kobe and Magic. But I don't see that same likeness now. Yes, I see the Lakers wanting to win chips, but I don't see the same narrative of the Lakers in Boston, the Lakers in this team, the Lakers in that. And I believe that LeBron James's narrative does not support the Los Angeles Lakers. It supports winning championships. Yes, I like LeBron James as a player, but he does not support the Los Angeles Lakers. And I believe that LaMelo, Lonzo, if it's any way that Jello can go overseas, get his name right, make his presence right, and if he could come also to have Chino Hills in Lakers uniform would be something that we've never seen before. And it would set a precedence in the NBA and turn things all around. I'm telling you, all turn it completely around. And then when you talk about how it's showtime, again, in the Staples Centers, you have brothers who are committed to the game because they're committed to their city. See, that's the difference. When I hear LeBron James, I think about the land. And what is the land? Cleveland. That's why when he left Miami, he went back where? The land. I believe when he leaves LA after the contract is over and he's done all he needed to do in Hollywood and things are placed or put in position or put in order, he's going back to the land. And if we don't have a marketable team here, then what are we going to do? Anthony Davis? Too passive. Too passive. He's. I'm sorry what I'm about to say, but I have to say it. He's LeBron's errand boy. In this, if LeBron laughs, he laughs. If LeBron is down, he's down. We need leaders, and guess what? LaMelo Ball would be that because he learned it at a young age. Watch this. Could you imagine LaMelo, Lonzo, LeBron James, Anthony Davis coming out on the same floor? Oh my goodness. Woo! Talk to us, then, Nine. Talk to us. Talk to us. And we'll talk back. But yes, man, I see some amazing things. Adam, what you say? Plus, with Lonzo, he can take the pressure off LeBron. Yes, Lonzo Ball can distribute the ball, and LeBron can rest 100%. I saw someone in the media saying that this morning. Yes, and that would take the frustration out of LeBron James' game because he's very frustrated these days, and he's frustrated because he knows how he wants the system to run. See, Lonzo was doing great facilitating the ball and he was great with his plus minus numbers. When he were on the floor, they scored great. But the problem was he didn't have that three-pointer like he has now. The problem was he couldn't go to the rim like he does now. So all the intangibles of a superstar are in him right now, and they're being shown. So yes, I believe LeBron James is ready for his game and to take the narrative to the place that it should go and that it should be. So, in my opinion, if you have both Ball brothers back in LA, I think it's a different team for the future. And because they're young and LeVar now understands his place and his presence, I believe it's a different era. It would be a whole different team. People say, well, no, LeVar is going to do it. That's not true. LeVar has not caused one problem in Charlotte. Not one problem. All right. He's entitled to say what he wants to away from the team, but causing problems for the team, no, it didn't happen. And everything he spoke about Luke Walton came into fruition. Everything that he said came into fruition. So I want to hear your thoughts. So let me put the link in the room if anybody wants to come on and talk about it. Because the reality is, I want to see the Lakers get back to where they used to be, but it's going to take dedication and it's going to take the right moves. Everyone's looking for the right moves right now in the NBA, yet it's quiet. Everyone is looking for the right moves, but it's quiet. What do you think the Lakers should do? Now, here's a bigger question than that. What should Charlotte Hornets do to make sure that they shore up the position for LaMelo Ball? Because if they go into the same place in the same situation, it's going to be a problem. See what Adam says. Lakers don't need another superstar. They won't be solid with Lonzo. Yeah, they would be solid with Lonzo. I would take Lonzo over Russell Westbrook all day long. You don't need Russ. You do not need Russ. You need a player like Lonzo. What you do, you need someone who's younger. So if you look at Lonzo's body now compared to when he first came into the NBA, no, 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 no. But if you look at his body right now and how he's developed, That's why he didn't get hurt as much last year, and his injuries were not sustaining. He got hurt, he came right back. He's not the Lonzo who came in, the kid from UCLA, and always injured. He's a total different player now, so he can give you the games and what's necessary. Nine says, I agree with Adam, 100%. But Westbrook, no, that's not the team for West. No, Westbrook needs right where he is. Stay right where Washington, what he and Bradley Beal are doing, and they're building together because Bradley Beal appreciates and likes his game. All right, so I think what should happen. This is me now. I reverted back to being a Lakers fan, not a LeBron fan. Remember, I told you when it comes to LeBron, it's about LeBron. In Cleveland, it's about LeBron. Until he said the land. In Miami, it was about LeBron. That's why he and ownership started to have problems. And a GM who ended up managing the Lakers to 5 championships, and yet the superstar can't get along with them. That tells you something, man. But in my opinion, as Adam just said, get us Lonzo Ball, and let's see what's going to happen in the future. Lonzo is a great plug and player for the Lakers. 100%. Nah, and that's what I'm saying. Where he is now, his body is more defined to an NBA player. His shot, he's even fixed it more this offseason. And not just that, he played great. His 3-point shot is up to 40, I think 48%, or maybe 39, but it's there. It's NBA solid. Not only that, in his first year with the Pels, he never drove to the rim. I don't know if him seeing LaMelo do it, he's doing that more. The 15-footer, he's doing that more. So now he is a point guard, which is a prototype in the NBA. So in my opinion, what needs to happen is he needs to come home, give him the opportunity to be the point guard, and let's see what can happen in Los Angeles. But again, in my opinion, he's ready to facilitate and take that position on with the Lakers. And then I'm telling you, LaMelo Ball, after 1 year, can come out of, hey, don't sign a contract. Come home. Come home, LaMelo. Adam said, if I am the Lakers, I would even given up Kyle Kuzma for Lonzo. I agree with you. At least with Lonzo, he has a high IQ, and guess what? He says I question Kyle Kuzma IQ. I'm not going to even go there, Adam, because you said it good enough and you said it right enough. Because Kuzma, I don't know what happened, man. I don't know if Kuzma being around Jenny Buss caused him to be flighty or something, but I do know Lonzo Ball and LaMelo Ball are both have high IQs for the game. Kuzma kind of lost me last year in the bubble, and he lost me this year also. But if it's up to me again, I'm finding out how to get Lonzo, because getting Lonzo would mean that there's a possibility I can get LaMelo. And if you can get LaMelo and Lonzo, who were born and raised in California and are Lakers by tradition, guess what? You're going to have a team to deal with. And you put the right pieces around them after LeBron is gone, and you still have Anthony Davis. Oh, if Anthony Davis can get out of the mindset that I was a point guard in high school, and if can get out of the mindset that I'm willing to run the five, that's a whole different team. With Andre Drummond, don't need him. You just need Anthony Davis to wake up and say, I'm no longer in high school running the point now. Now I'm in the NBA. I'm going to keep getting hurt if I don't get my body down low with these other trees and keep banging, because you're getting hurt on the outside, not the inside. Something else, man. It's something else. Yeah, but just for me, and I know it's a wild stretch under people. Big J crazy, man. Big J over there. Let's talking about getting Lonzo Ball back. That will never happen. I said if they could, if there was a way to get Lonzo back, and LaMelo Ball is still under his rookie contract. Won't you think that father wants to see his kids play together at home? Oh, the narrative would shift. Oh my goodness. Let's see what Nine says. Lonzo is who Wait a minute, Lonzo is who make Kyle Kuzma relevant 100%. Because you're right, Nine, because that's what Kyle Kuzma did. Kyle Kuzma, when Lonzo came in at number 2 and Kuzma came in at number 28, or Josh Hart came in at 28 and Kuzma came in at number 29, Kuzma, he felt some kind of way. And what Kuzma kept saying was this: I want to make sure that I prove my game because I should have been higher than number 29. And at first, he went out to ball and became courageous. But then for some reason, I don't know what happened. It could have been Genie Bus. Kuzma just got on this flighty thing, started changing his hair, dating different women. It just went south. And what most rookies do, they wait before they take the glamour. But Kuzma just jumped in the pool and said, man, this is it. It is what it is right here. See what Adam says. I have a feeling that Lonzo Ball is going to be the next Jason Kidd. Lonzo can get Lonzo can get a triple double. I like Lonzo Ball's game. 100% right. I'm gonna go a little bit further, Adam. Lonzo Ball could be greater than Jason Kidd. I'm not saying it's going to happen right now, but he could be greater than Jason Kidd. You understand? And what LeVar made sure he did, he put a product on the floor. If the right team, like the Pels did, put somebody around those products, you got Eli who's at where's Eli at now? He's at college. He's one of Loyola Marymount Law School. So he's in university at the University of Loyola Marymount playing. He put these right guys in the right position. They just needed the right coaches outside of LaMelo. When LaMelo went to Australia, the only problem says that they said he had was reading defenses. And you see he worked on it with JJ, and they overcame that. Yes, he still struggles, but he understands passing lanes. And those are the intangibles that you don't have to work on with those young men who are the Ball brothers. They understand passing lanes. They understand how to get out and run. They understand what to do with the ball. They understand when to take the shot. They're not selfish. These two brothers are going to change the face of the league. Yes, there's the Holiday brothers. Yes, there's other brothers, but there's no one like the Ball brothers, in my opinion. And I'm telling you, Magic Johnson is telling Jeannie Buss, trust me, you need LaMelo Ball. Magic just does not come out and keep celebrating somebody to celebrate them, and there's nothing behind the narrative. Magic said, man, I can't wait to Charlotte play. I love watching Charlotte Hornet play, and I love LaMelo Ball. Then he says this, LaMelo Ball will be the future MVP of the NBA. And then he still talked positive about who? Lonzo. Man, people better get it. They better wake up or they're going to miss it. Yeah, they're going to miss it. What does he say here? Yeah, but I believe, Adam, he's going to be better or greater than Jason Kidd. That's just my opinion. And what I'm telling you, if you listen, I live in California. If you listen at the rumors, man, this is all I hear. And I know it's online. Lonzo Ball back to the Lakers. Lonzo Ball back to the Lakers. Man, what's going to happen? Then we get LaMelo. I'm telling you, and I think what people think because Jordan helped solidify the purchase of LaMelo's home, that $10 million home next to him, they're just going to keep him there. I think there's already a narrative painted the night of the draft. First of all, Golden State called LaMelo and told him they wanted him. They were going to draft him. Come the night of the draft, it never happened. Jalen Rose confirms that because he was on the phone with the family. They never drafted him. So LaMelo will never play for Golden State. All right. But when it comes to the Lakers, all you hear is Magic Johnson keep co-signing LaMelo Ball. Why? They want that kid in LA. If you bring Lonzo and LaMelo to LA with LeBron James on his way out with Anthony Davis, that is an automatic chip. That's my opinion. That's an automatic chip. And what's going to happen? It will only grow from there. Do you know the number of jerseys that will sell? Do you know that Staples Center will sell out every home game? Forget being a Lakers fan. Let's look at the Staples Center from a marketing perspective. They would give up whatever amount of endorsement money is necessary to have both those brothers here. If it's not with the Lakers, both those brothers will play together soon. That's my opinion. Both those brothers will play together soon. Somebody's gonna grab them. 4 years in Charlotte might cost Lamelo over $1 billion in revenue. Say it again, and you're right, Nine. 4 years. Well, I'm telling you, because he's losing money. Because that's a small market team. That's not. They don't even market his jersey as number one in Charlotte. His jersey is not the number one seller. People better get it. What you just said. Do you think the Lakers should let go of Frank Vogel? If the Lakers don't, I think they need to swap him out now. In my opinion, since Jason Kidd is gone, I think there needs to be a change now. Now, in my opinion, it's time to make the change. I never liked Vogel. I think Jason Kidd did a lot behind the scenes, and that's what made the difference. I know Vogel won in the Eastern Conference, I believe, but no, I never liked him in the West. There are other coaches right now that you can go out. But the problem is LeBron James going to allow other coaches to coach him? Remember, LeBron James makes all the decisions when you have a team like that. And that would be the only problem bringing Lonzo in and LaMelo at the end of LeBron's run. That would be the only problem because he's going to dictate the coach. He's going to dictate what players you bring in. And to me, that's the problem. I don't see Mark Jackson and LeBron being able to coexist together. Am I the only one feel like that, or anyone else? But me personally, I don't see Mark Jackson and LeBron coexisting together. Now, can I see Mark Jackson, LeBron, and LaMelo and Anthony Davis? 100%. 100%. And if we go back, and I hate to bring up bad news, well, I'm not going to even bring that up. I'm going to talk about Rachel Nichols and all that other stuff that went on. But LeBron James controls the narrative of everything. He just does. Why? Because the media made him in high school and they put him in that position in high school. So when he got to the NBA, his narrative of leadership and what could go on was already in place. So that's why I can't see Mark Jackson and LeBron on the same team or in the same place. It just, to me, it couldn't happen. I think the best coach that you can give for LeBron would be Ty Lue. And for some reason, the Lakers didn't make that move last year. But now Ty Lue is a Clipper for a long time to come, especially with Kawhi Leonard now just having that surgery the other day because he had a partial torn meniscus, and now that's being repaired. So the Clippers will be steady. And they had Tyrese, can't remember what his name was, but they had Anthony, Paul George, they had Tyrese, can't remember his last name. And now with your boy Kawhi Leonard coming back, oh, they're going to be a handful. They're going to be a handful again. And this is what I'm telling you. The Lakers need to shore up the future. LeBron James only has a couple to go. He only, I say 2 more years, and that's it. 2 more years. And if he's doing this for his son, Bronny, to have a place to come and play, I don't think that's right because his son doesn't have his skill set. He doesn't have his defensive skill set or his offensive skill set. So if he's doing it for that reason to play with his son, again, that goes back to the Lakers are not making decisions of their own, and it's going to hurt their team. It's going to hurt their team in a big way. So in my opinion, the Lakers should go after Lonzo Ball. Let's see what Adam say. Do you think the Suns will win it today? Yeah, that's why we're not going to be on long because I believe the Suns. See, what has to happen is this. If you go back over the years and you remember Golden State was up on LeBron and Cleveland, and everybody said there's no way Cleveland's going to win. And because the NBA, they will lose money, I believe, and I don't think that they can go out and lose another game because they know if they do, then that's going to put them in the position of Golden State, who were up 3-0 on Cleveland, and they lost 4 in a row. That's a scary, scary position to be in. But the NBA needs to make money because of the television contracts during the bubble and last year. Let's see what he says. I would be surprised if the Clippers steal Lonzo. Whoa, that's what everybody's saying too. The road to a meal. What's good, people? What's good? The road. What's going on? Talking about the Lakers. Lonzo Ball and everybody else. So no, I believe a lot of people is going after the Lonzo Ball, but here's the problem: Lonzo wants 20 million a year. Do the Lakers have the cap room? Because he's going to need 4 years, $20 million. Do they have the cap room? All right. Now we have to look at it that a team who's going to want Lonzo has to understand they're going to have to pay in upwards of 19 to 20 plus $1 million a year. All right. And that's what he wants. Does he deserve that? Yes. Yes. Now, remember, he's not an under-restricted, he's a restricted free agent, which means is the Pelicans can match the offer of any team and that he stays home. That's the issue. If he was an unrestricted free agent, then we could see that. But he's a restricted free agent, which means is if someone put the same, whatever the offer is put on the table, the Pels can come back and say, we want to match that offer. He's not going anywhere. I think Lonzo gets 22 million plus. But from who? From who, nine? And that's the big discussion. I think he can get 19, 18, or 19. And the Pels have the cap space, but they're gonna let somebody go. All right. But who's gonna give him 22 million? That's the question. Chicago. Chicago could possibly give him the 22 million at 4 years and keep Zach LaVine. That will work too. But in my opinion, I was coming on this show because I don't know what the Lakers need to do, but they need to find room. You got to understand, LeBron James got 154 million over 4 years. I don't know what Anthony Davis got, but he got a max deal too. So I don't know if there's room or cap space for 22 million a year. That might be the issue. Now watch this though. If someone did give him 22 million a year, guess what? The Pels can match it, but most likely they're not going to give him 22 million a year. I can see the Pels offering him 18 or 19 a year. So you might be right, Nine. If someone could pull up 22 million a year, he's gone. He's out. That's a lot of money over 4 years. That's a lot of money over 4 years. He's just coming off his rookie contract also, and he's proven his point. Let's see what Adam says. I would pay Lonzo 30 million. What? Lonzo will only make players on the team better. If the Lakers were smart, I would do whatever it takes to bring Lonzo back to LA. I'm at the same point. But Lonzo Ball is not worth $30 million a year yet. Not yet. Remember, he's just coming out of his rookie contract. He's had one good season, not great season, one good season to show that he belongs in the NBA. But a great season, not yet. Me personally, I don't think he's worth $30 million. That's just me. Do I think do I think Lonzo Ball is worth 20 million? Yes. I'll even go up to the 22 million. But the key to this entire thing, what will the Pels do? So to make him get off the market and go somewhere different to where he can have success, he needs to take the lower number. So if he takes 22, the Pels might not be willing to pay that 22. Then he's able to go without issues. But watch this. He's not an unrestricted, he's a restricted free agent, which means is the Pels can match whatever offer he gets and he will stay home. And watch this, Adam. I don't think the Pels willing to pay $30 million. The Lakers don't have $30 million in cap room for 4 years. Don't forget, they just gave AD a max deal to be hurt half the year. Then LeBron has a max deal. The gentleman who walks away from the team when the team is playing bad, the gentleman who walks out of the team when they lose, they gave him a max deal of 154 million for 4 years. You got to think about that. Lonzo Ball and LaMelo Ball are the future. So there's some deals the Lakers made I wouldn't have made. But see, you got to remember, the Lakers don't have time to develop rookies. The Lakers are like a show me state, Missouri. We want it now. Show us now. We want a chip now. LeBron, bring us a chip now. That's what they want. They purchased LeBron not for media personality, not for marketing. They purchased LeBron to be that type of racehorse so we can win right now. Did LeBron went and got AD so we can win right now? Now LeBron wants, he's all over the place. Now he wants Dame Lillard. Now he wants this. We don't know what LeBron wants, but as a fan of the Lakers and what I see as far as the future, bring Lonzo Ball so that would guarantee you LaMelo Ball. And then what happens, not only do you have a marketing presence, you have two young men with the right pieces around them who can take you to the NBA championship. That's my opinion. Tell me what you think. But nah, Adam, I don't see them giving giving him $30 million. That would be a little much to give him $30 million. You have some stars right now making not making $30 million a year. That's a lot of money, Adam. That's a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he said I agree. That's a lot of money. What you're looking at really is 3 times 4, which is 12. That's a lot of money. Then add you some zeros in there. Lonzo Ball ain't getting that. Like I said, some stars are not getting it. But I do feel that those brothers need to play together, and the best way you can do it is for them to be at home. And I believe what this is. Sometimes you know what we're not told what goes on behind closed doors. We're not told why certain teams make moves. We're not. But remember this: LeVar Ball and Magic became close, just like LeVar and Magic went out, the entire family, and they became close and personal. And knowing LeVar talked about LaMelo and other things to Magic, talked about Lonzo. This is why I believe that Magic had to get out of position and is going to come back in position when it's time to get them two brothers on the team. That's just me. I don't see, me personally, I don't see anyone else can pull the triggers with them brothers but Magic Johnson. I'm sorry. Just like he pulled the trigger to get LeBron. He went to LeBron's house and talked for hours. And I believe there's something going to take place and something going to go on that you and I don't even know of. But when it happens, remember you heard it here first on Big J. Let's talk. With D-Mac, let's talk. Because something big in the next 2 years is going to happen in LA. Oh, then we better look out. This 2021-22 draft class is going to be off the chain. It's going to be off the chain. Some young men are coming this upcoming draft that can make a lot of teams solid and make a lot of teams better. So right now is the time to get Lonzo Ball. Maybe in the future, after he proves himself, he could be worth $30 million a year. Lonzo will be only getting 100%. That's why I say he's not a superstar yet. Now, LaMelo is considered a superstar. When LaMelo asks for his max deal, you'll see that type of money because there's too many teams going to want LaMelo. Look how Doc Rivers talked about him. Look how the Dallas coach talked about him. Look how other coaches would love LaMelo on that team. Look how other players talked about him. And Lonzo right now, like Dame Lillard, went to his rescue. All his teammates went to his rescue. Those brothers are proving that they are it. And I'm telling you, if the Lakers don't pull the trigger, LeBron James only got 1.5 to go. I don't see his body taking that much more. But if the Lakers want to be good for years to come, they need those Ball brothers. I'm not saying they should get them. They need them. They need the Ball brothers because that would make a difference. If you had both of those brothers on the team with the way they spread the floor, the way they now can play defense, like everybody against LeBron James played that box and one. If you have players who can do that, set up the floor, and they both can see the floor amazing, it's over with. It's over with. Again, individuals gonna say Big J's on there talking crazy. No, I'm talking reality. I'm like that young man on the Angels in the Outfield, that movie that came out. It could happen. A lot of things I've seen happen the last 2 years, people say, oh, that'll never happen. It happened. Oh, LaMelo Ball, he can never be a high draft pick. It happened. Well, LaMelo Ball, he won't start. It happened. Well, LaMelo Ball won't make the All-Star team. Magic Johnson said he's going to be an all-star for years to come. It happened. If you believe something long enough, hard enough, it will happen. Adam said, if the Lakers can't get Lonzo, who would you target for the upcoming season? LeBron time is running short. That's just a reality, 100%. Um, I say Dame Lillard, but you need someone else around him going into the future. And Anthony Davis would be that person. So I agree with Dame Lillard. That's just me. There are a lot of other people going to be free agents and people whose contracts can be bought out, but I say Dame Lillard because he's just that person. And being that person, that's what you need. Someone who's not scared and someone who's willing to take those shots. That's just me. You know, D-Mac said Lonzo Ball should not go to a team that did not value him in the development age. Okay, I agree with you 100%, D. Won't you come on here and tell us that, bro? But I don't think it was that they didn't value him. I don't. I just think it was they could not take him at the time because, like we talked about, D, is that the Lakers are a give it to me now. I want it now, and that's what they wanted. They wanted to win now, and Lonzo had a lot of maturation that had to go on, and I believe that maturation has happened, and now he's ready. That's just me. Hey, Adam said, "What's up, D Mac?" Yeah, that's just me. And what I mean by that is, D, I think that in everything, like some people get married early. They're not ready, but then after a while, it takes place. And then when they get to that position or to that place, now they're ready for it. So say what you were saying, D. I didn't understand.
Man, if I was Lonzo Ball, I would not go back to a team who did not appreciate me when they had Lonzo at the best time when he was first coming out fresh. He was starting, and they decided, like you said, they wanted a right now championship. So they got rid of Lonzo Ingles and the other dude to get AD. Well, now they got AD, and now they're in a position where AD is hurt all the time, and Schroeder ain't working out, and they got rid of Rondo and all of the good guards and stuff that they had, and now they want to bring Lonzo back. Nah, that's like a girlfriend who feels entitled. She go to another dude. That dude didn't treat her right. Next, she want to come back to you. If I was Lonzo, I would not set foot back in L.A.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What y'all feel about that? Because again, I just think it was all because of LeBron. Remember, man, all them cats D was upset. Remember, they had to go play that Boston game. No, none of them cats wanted to come out the room. They said them cats was in tears. They were all upset. But again, it was because of LeBron. And that's why I said at the beginning of this show, LeBron's narrative is about LeBron. Remember, former NBA players who played for the Lakers, it was Kobe Bryant and the Lakers, or it
Yeah.
was Magic Johnson and the Lakers. When it comes to LeBron, it's never the Lakers. It's the land, Cleveland. So that's what LeBron is noted as. So I believe it was him. Let's see what Adam says. Okay, he says, D Mac makes a good point. I agree. Okay, talk to him, D.
Well, it's just like this with me, man. I like the old style of basketball as far as the loyalty to the team, the loyalty to the players. You don't see that anymore in basketball. It's like everything is right now, everything is in the moment, and nobody's taking time to build anything. So there won't be any more dynasties in the NBA because nobody's taking the time to build or develop a dynasty. So they can go ahead and shut that idea out.
Facts, facts. I tell you what Nine says. LA is a good business. As a rookie, Lonzo wasn't ready. He's ready now. And I agree. From that part about the business, LA is all about business. And if you can't produce in that business part of it, that's the issue. But Lonzo now, even if you look at his mannerisms off the court, his mannerisms are totally different to where he was before. What shows is even when I was watching some D when he and LaMelo walked into where their dad was coaching in the Drew League. I've seen Lonzo walk in places before, and it was like he just didn't fit being there. But when he walked in this time, I was like, oh, he got that business swag. He got that marketing swag. So now he knows the camera is on him. Just not basketball, but everything. What do you think about that?
And yeah, he's grown a lot and he's become a whole lot more valuable. But again, man, anybody who slight me like that and get rid of me just because they want something in the moment and they don't value me enough to keep me there and let me develop and grow under who's considered the GOAT, and I don't have any time for them. I have absolutely no, nor do I have just for a team who is just going to disregard me like that, because it's basically like they're saying, you're expendable at any given time. So if they get to a point to where they feel like their team is good enough without Lonzo again, are they going to get rid of him again? They have no
Wow.
loyalty to nobody. The
Yeah, that's a
Lakers
good
have
point.
absolutely no loyalty to nobody. The only thing the Lakers have loyalty to is winning and championships. And they're going to get whoever they need and do whatever they need to do to get that. And no, I wouldn't play for a team like that because they have no loyalty to you. How can you play your full and your best for a team that you know can get rid of you at any given time? That's
Wow.
that's way too heavy. And that's probably why Schroeder and those other guys can't perform, because they know they're performing under the pressure of, if you don't perform like the people in LA want you to, they're gonna get rid of you real quick. It's hard to play like that.
Yeah, that's the franchise, man. You're 100% right. Adam says Lakers need to find a way to get a bench that can actually produce. Trez, what did it say? Trez was the only player who
Yeah.
was consistent off the bench, but Trez ain't coming back. He said he ain't. I wouldn't either if a coach didn't play me. Wow.
Well, see, that goes into what I was saying about remember when we was talking about the depth on the bench and
Facts.
not getting rid of everybody, because you're still going to need some depth bench. Now, LA can go and get rid of a Kuzma or a well, even Montrez, because like they said, he don't want to be there anymore. But if you get rid of all of those guys, your bench is going to be left with what? You have nothing coming off the bench that can produce for you.
Hmm.
So if they go ahead and do that, man, they're going to see themselves in more trouble. The Lakers have put themselves in a predicament whenever they got rid of all of those guys to get that championship in the bubble. They they
Facts.
they made a reputation for themselves right there, and that was a real bad mark on LA. And then after what's the dude that's the new GM, after he backstabbed Magic Johnson
Rob
to get that
Palinka.
GM job? Yeah, Palinka.
Yeah.
After
Yeah.
he backstabbed Magic Johnson and the shady stuff he did to get that position, I would not want to be in LA, because they have a whole lot of stuff going on in that front office that needs to be fixed.
But there's some other things that we have to look at. Kobe Bryant, no other stars wanted to play with him. And this one, I'm telling you, it's not the Lakers. It was Kobe that no other stars wanted to come to town and play with him. And he had boys in the NBA. LeBron James is the same thing, because what star is going to come and play second fiddle to another star who's running the team, running the franchise? Nobody's going to do that. Now, Dame Lillard might doing it, seeing that LeBron is going to be gone in a year or two, but somebody else doing it? No, it's not going to happen. That's
And
my opinion.
it's interesting because I saw an interview with LeBron earlier, and he was stating how he was trying to get CP3 to the Lakers, and the league vetoed it.
Right. When he was with
I've
the
never
Clippers,
heard
right.
that before. The league vetoing
Yeah,
that.
they did.
Them dudes are best friends. Him and CP3 been knowing each other since high school, and that's something I didn't know. Then that's why I said Rondo got traded, because him and CP3 got in that fight. So if LeBron's trying to get CP3 there, and why would the league veto that?
Because that's when we see LeBron kept stacking teams, and they weren't going to let the league wasn't going to let the Lakers stack another team where LeBron went, because where LeBron went, he started to stacking teams, and they wasn't going to do it, so they vetoed it. So that's when CP3 went to the Clippers.
Wow. So
I'm telling you, D. People don't want to play with LeBron. You might think they do. They don't, man. It's something about that player who controls everything. Like you said, that if a player is going to come in and he doesn't end up being a superstar, and yet he was a superstar in the league, it might be a problem. But the reason I say with the Ball brothers would be a problem, because they already run LA. They already dominate LA. LeBron,
well,
he only
well,
dominates a small narrative.
Yeah, well, my thing with LeBron is this. LeBron is not the owner of the team. Jenny Buss is the owner of the team. So if
Facts.
Jenny Buss is allowing LeBron to make these choices and influence these decisions like this, then she's a big problem as well. I would, I know, I can't say that I would get rid of her because I don't know how you would get rid of an owner there unless they sell the team. But Jenny Buss have to be more staff. She has to let them know who is in charge and that LeBron does not have the last say in what happens in LA.
She tried that, D. You got to remember, she didn't go to LeBron's house. Magic did. And I don't know if you remember LeBron talking about, well, I might not want to be here at first. I might want to go somewhere else. She was like, get rid of him. Jeannie Buss was like, get rid of him. But it was Magic and Palinka who kept her off of him. You know what I'm saying? Because there was a lot going on. And when that thing broke out, when the Lakers were about to trade all the young cats and LeBron didn't care and people were talking about it, Jeannie was, I'm telling you, if you go back and you look at the videos, Jeannie was like, man, maybe we need to get rid of LeBron. Maybe he needs to go somewhere else. That's the first owner I heard say that.
Wow.
That
Well,
tripped me out.
let's see what Nine said. If the Lakers get Zoe, AD remains the second option. If Lakers get Dame, then AD becomes the third option, which would cause the team turmoil. Um, AD is
Weak.
well, see, that's the thing with me because AD can produce when he's healthy. Now, if they can get him on a good training regimen and get that guy built up to where his body can actually endure a season, then they can gonna get something out of AD and then they can have those discussions. But as long as he's sitting on the bench in street clothes, we can't have no discussions about AD being any option because he's no option sitting on the bench.
Because he wants to play the four. Put that big body dude down to the five and make him play it or get rid of him. Because as long as he keeps playing that four to where he's not being banged, to where he's not getting hit, it's going to cause his body to go to certain things. Get rid of that dude, man.
But see, AD has this sense of entitlement now. They've given
Right.
him all of this money, bringing him from the Pelicans. They put all of this hype on him in LA, so he has a sense of entitlement and feel like he don't have to play that. But that's why I love the guy like JaVale McGee because JaVale McGee would give you whatever you needed. If you needed him at the five to bang, that's what he'd do. You need him at the four to move stuff around. That's what he'd do because he was humble enough to be like, hey, I'm here to serve the team. It's not about me. But when AD get in there, it seems to be about him. How you gonna tell the team I'm not gonna play the five when you 6 foot 15? You 6 foot 15, but you don't want to play center. That's crazy to me, man. And that's an entitlement that needs to be dealt with in the league because until then, these teams are gonna suffer because of the attitudes that these players have.
Facts. And that's
That's
what's
why
going around.
Schroeder is. That's why
Yeah,
Schroeder is entitled like that. He feel like he deserve $120 million. Dude, you don't deserve $120 worth of pennies.
exactly. Let's read these comments, D.
Say LeBron doesn't take responsibility, and I don't know why owners bend over backwards for LeBron. If I'm the owner of the team, I wouldn't do what Bron commands. LeBron works for me. I don't work for him. Well, Adam, I'm telling you, man, and that's the way it should be. I worked this job before, and one of the reasons that I left the job was because the power shifted. The power shifted from the staff to the residents at this place. And right then, I recognized that this was going to be a major problem. It was going to tie our hands as staff from properly doing the job and serving these residents like they needed to be served, all because the power shifted from the staff to the residents. And that's the same thing with LeBron. All of the power is shifting from the front office to LeBron. Then LeBron tells everybody what to do. LeBron is Frank Vogel. We'll call him LeBron Vogel. Now we got LeBron Palinka. Now we got LeBron Bus. He's everything in LA. And now Kobe, people didn't want to play with Kobe, but Kobe was not Kobe had patience. Kobe
Mm-hmm.
had some patience. Kobe waited for them to develop what's his name? Bynum.
Mm-hmm.
They brought in somebody to mentor and to help
Right.
build up Bynum. He gave
Right.
them that time. He gave them that grace. But LeBron don't want to wait. He don't want to give them that time to develop nobody, and that's why there'll never be another dynasty in the NBA.
because he's exposed. Watch this. Well, I've noticed about LeBron. Let's read these comments. I'm sorry, I'll get back to it.
Oh, that's all right. Jersey Deep TV, a salute to you as
What's
well.
going on, brother?
Let's see what Nine say. He said, "Who do you guys pick as a better player, Magic or LeBron?"
That's easy.
That's easy all day long. Magic Johnson.
Right, right,
For the
right.
simple Magic made everybody around him better. The same thing that they say about Lonzo Ball. And that's why Magic liked Lonzo so much, because Lonzo reminded him so much of himself.
Himself, right.
He makes people better around him. He spreads the ball. He gets enough.
See,
He knows exactly where to put it. And
right,
he's a great court general.
right. See, and Magic did the same thing economically that LeBron did. Magic got the endorsements. He did all that. But when it came to the Lakers, that was his number one energy. Magic went out and bought Fridays or started Fridays. He went out and started the Magic Johnson Theaters. So he did the same thing, but he was a Laker true and true, man. His heart bled purple and gold. See, LeBron is not that. And that's my issue. Yes, he's winning. He wants to win championships here. But is he a diehard Laker like Kobe, like
No,
Magic, like
no,
Kareem, like
no,
Green, all them brothers? No. Byron Scott,
absolutely not.
not at all. That's why he has to win. If he doesn't win, you got to go. That's what I don't like about it.
Yeah, and that's the gist of it. He says, I picked Magic because he was the best player in the league as the third option, and everyone knew it. Wow, that is a great point, because you had James Worthy,
Come
you had
on.
Kareem, you had what's the other
Wilt,
dude?
Wilt,
Yeah,
Wilt, Wilt.
yeah. So I mean, he came in the door. He was like, I'm the best thing coming out of college, but I got to
Mm-hmm.
come in here and respect these guys
Right.
and prove myself. And even though he proved himself and they made him the general of the team because he was the point guard, he
Facts.
still did not, hold it over everybody's head like,
Right.
I'm the guy. And
Right.
nowadays, these guys have that attitude of, I'm the guy. Get it in my hands. If it ain't in my hands, then it ain't gonna work. That concept right there means that you don't have any faith in your other teammates.
Imagine, do you have this team? All right, and let's build the Phil Jackson triangle. Let's build the Lakers, right? You
Hmm.
got LeBron, you got Anthony Davis, and then who?
Nobody. The
But you see my
referee.
point? But see my point? Which means is LeBron is controlling each side of the triangle. And outside of
Mhm.
Anthony Davis, no one sees where they fit. We saw this in the playoffs. It wasn't that the Cats couldn't shoot. They were scared to shoot because any other time he drives to the lane, he's going to make the basket. But with that boxing one, he couldn't do it, right? So then he throws the ball out. I'm watching them do. They scared. Like something out of a movie. Oh hell, LeBron just threw me the ball. He just threw me the ball. What do I do now? Hey man, who wants to go through that, man?
And that's a
That's
hard way to
devastating.
play. That's definitely a hard way to play. I go back to that J.R. Smith.
Oh
J.R.
yeah.
Smith, man. Now J.R. he might make some mental mistakes here and there, but he's definitely a great player.
Facts.
And one of the things that he said, he was like, man, playing with LeBron, if you do shoot it and make it, then it's okay. But if you take that shot and don't make it, oh man, you're gonna hear about that until the next game when you redeem yourself. And,
Because you're showing him up. He don't want to
but
be shown up.
but that's the thing, man. This is it's a part of the game. You're gonna get shown up. You're gonna get he got shown up by Kobe, and there was nothing he could do about it but accept
Facts.
it. So he gotta
Facts.
accept it now.
Facts.
Acceptance is a big part of being a leader. You can't control everything.
Wow. Every best player was number one option. Magic did it as the number three option. You know why?
Mhm.
Because Magic understood his role and what he had to do to make the team better. Some people don't want to do that because in their greatness, they're exposed when they have to become secondary. If I'm always the first option, I can blame somebody else.
Hmm. And see, that's the thing about the Ball brothers. All of them are unselfish players. That's the way
Facts.
they were raised to play the game, unselfish. Zoe don't have to have the ball in his hands all the time. That's why he's not that guy that they want him to be. They
Facts.
want him to be that guy to run down and pull up like Steph Curry anywhere on the floor, but that's never been Zoe's role. That was always Melo's role.
Facts.
So you're trying to get Zoe to be Melo, and then when Leangelo comes in, who are they going to try to get Leangelo to be? They're always trying to compare them to somebody else. Why don't you just let them be themselves
Right. Right.
instead of comparing them to somebody else?
That's right. That's right. And what we're gonna do, D, we're gonna give people time to get off, get ready to eat, do what you got to do, so we can all see what's going to go on in this game tonight. My
Hmm.
prediction is that the Phoenix Suns will win tonight because that the NBA had to make sure because of television that the Bucks won one game. What you
Yeah.
say, D?
I say it's going to be Phoenix by 8 points.
By 8?
Phoenix by 8 points.
Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna go that specific with it.
I see that the NBA gonna make it. They're gonna make it rough again. So I'm only taking Phoenix by 4
Yeah.
in
Well,
the room.
Giannis has had a little bit of time to rest
Right.
and recoup a little bit. Hopefully, Booker. What happened to Booker, man? That's the question. He was benched the fourth quarter. Why?
Because the NBA, man, television rights, all the money that these TV contracts
Mhm.
spent during the bubble and that stuff, they got to recoup. We can't
Yeah.
recoup if you got a 4 game sweep. So at
Yeah.
least give us 5 or 6 games. So that was
Yeah.
the referee's narrative. I told everybody it was going to happen if we go back all the way back to again Cleveland's coming back and beating Golden State. That
Mhm.
made a big difference.
Yeah. He said he got Milwaukee tonight.
Come on, nine. Come on, man. Get real.
Hey, somebody got to go against the grain, man.
Get real.
Hey, but it would be interesting if Milwaukee did win tonight. They're still in Milwaukee, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, there's a chance that Milwaukee could pull it off because if Middleton and Holiday show up again, then there's a chance that they could
Hey,
pull it
see,
off. If
see, we got to
CP3
with
is off, and if Aiton is off, and if
facts.
Booker is off again, so
Nah,
we'll
man.
see, man.
We got a real Suns fan that just popped in the room. Read his name in his comments.
He
I
said,
like
"No
this
way,
dude.
Bucks winning. Bucks never lost at home in the playoffs." Well, that's the first time for everything.
Yep.
Um, we said that the Lakers never lost in the first round. That would never happen, but you see what happened. The Lakers sitting at home,
Yeah.
LeBron
But see,
off doing Space Jam.
man, watch this. The Phoenix Suns had to play the Bucks and the refs because again, TV rights. And the NBA is not going to be embarrassed. They're not going to lose money. But tonight, the Suns are going to come off out and control the narrative. Watch what I'm saying. And they're going to go back to Phoenix and take it all. It
Well,
has
not
to happen
only
that
that,
way.
not only that, but they have a referee in in Milwaukee right now that Chris Paul has a real problem with. They both have an issue with each other that goes
Right.
far back. So I wouldn't even have that referee there. That is a conflict of interest, especially in the finals where it's very important. For them to have that referee there and knowing that he has personal problems with Chris Paul is an issue for me.
Yes, and that's what people don't understand. The games that the people are playing, it's not about them. It's about the refs. It's about the refs in the stands. It's about the people in the truck. It's about the people in New York. It goes more than just the combatants who are on the floor. It's bigger than that. Watch what he says.
He
Best
says
world says.
Giannis is the best player in these finals.
I agree.
I
I
don't know.
agree.
I say he's the hardest player in the finals, but I won't say he's the best player.
I'll tell you why. LeBron James is not that smaller than Giannis, right?
Yeah,
But the Suns played that boxing one, all right, in against LeBron, and they shut him down. But they can't play that against Giannis. He's just too strong. And when they do play it, he's still able to go to the hole. Whereas LeBron had to kick the ball out. Giannis is still making the basket. That's why I say that.
The look on Giannis' face describes Giannis' way of basketball perfectly, and I
Right.
love that when he get that means, it's like
Yeah.
I love Giannis because that shows his personality, that shows his heart, that shows how much he wants the game, and he motivates his team when he gets in that mode. Man, Giannis is the hardest player in this finals. I will say
Facts.
that.
Facts.
Um, he says CP3 needs to suck it up. He's a professional. Don't you agree? Come on, we know CP3 is the flop champ. He'll been out there with Simone Biles practicing flops. That dude,
Hey,
CP3, he gonna act up, and that's the
he don't
reason
want
why
no
that ref.
smoke.
That's the reason why that ref don't like him is because of the antics of CP3, man. But CP3, man, we know that dude been practicing flops at the house.
CP3, he want no smoke. He don't want any smoke. He don't. When somebody say I'm bringing the smoke, he about to fall out. He gonna flop. He don't want it. Just like Brandon Ingram brought the smoke. See, that's why
Yeah.
LeBron jumps. CP3 said, "I don't want that smoke, man. You go get your boy Brandon Ingram and your point guard over there."
Yeah, but see, mine says I like Giannis, but he has noticeable flaws to his games, like shooting that 3-pointer. If he don't stop trying to shoot 3-pointers, why is he trying to shoot 3-pointers?
Facts.
Why? He can't even shoot free throws. What make you think you can shoot a 3-pointer if you can't hit free throws?
Facts. Yeah, it's fact. You're 100% right, man. You know what I'm saying? But I do agree. Devin Booker is a dog, straight up. And the reason they didn't play him in the fourth quarter is because I'm telling you, the NBA could not have Phoenix shutting out 4 games in a row. The Bucks, they would have lost money with these TV deals, man. So the NBA have to make sure that they give up at least 1 game.
Absolutely, but I agree with you 100% on that. They got to make that money back somehow.
Facts, facts. Who you guys got on the game before we log off? Like I said, I got the Suns. D-Mac got the Suns. Hey,
Let
do
me
me a
see.
favor, gentlemen. Go by my son's page and make sure you subscribe to Rob2. ROBTWO. I'm going to put it in the room. Make sure that you subscribe to his page. He's about to drop his new video. I can't even type, D.
Yeah, I know how it be, brother.
Okay, let me see that right here. Okay,
That's
he's I'm a
just
Giannis fan.
man. Hey, bro, I love Giannis too, man. But this just ain't their year, man.
Right.
This just ain't their year. If Giannis hadn't got hurt, then I would say it's a different story. But by
Now I
Giannis
ain't
getting
going.
hurt, Giannis is still playing tennis. He's still favoring that knee when it gets in late in the second quarter and in the third he starts to favor that knee, and you start to see how it's bothering him because, like I said, those cortisone shots wear off about halfway through the second quarter. Um, so I don't know, man. If Giannis is if his knee is intact, then they can do it. They can win a couple of games, but I don't think they're going to take it serious. They just don't have enough firepower.
Wow. Hey, like I was saying, go by my son's page to put his name in the room, Rob2, ROBTWO. Make sure you subscribe. Also, Nine has a couple of books that are out. We're gonna start talking about those books. Also, go to my and join my what you call that thing? My IG page, my Instagram. And when you join my Instagram, you can send me links. If you have a business and you want that business, me and D Mac or Deacon Mac and myself to talk about your business on the channel, we want to do that to support you. It's not about us. We want to support everybody. That's big here for us. See now these brothers talking about the Bucks winning the final. Now that it got me. Now
See?
that it got me. Now I ain't even up here talking about the finals.
Look, if the Bucks win the finals, I promise you on everything, I will come back on here and I will say I was wrong. Congratulations, Bucks. Y'all are the champions. I will come and do it, but I don't believe it.
Right. All right. So hey, we're gonna come on here tomorrow and talk about the game. All right. So meet us here and let's talk about that game tomorrow because I believe that Hey, that these I believe that these doggone Suns are gonna put him to it tonight. We're gonna say something different. D Mac, last words, big man.
Hey, you know what I always say, big bro? Sticks and stones break your bones, but the word can always heal you.
That's right. Hey, you know that was me today who sent that thing, right?
Oh
You didn't
yeah,
check it? Yeah, that was me. Hey
appreciate
man, you know I ain't gonna man, not support my brother, man. That's all part of it, man.
you.
That's
Yo, for
all
sure.
part of it. Make sure you go by D Mac's page and subscribe. Deacon Mac. That's DEACON Mac. And see what he's going on in his page. There's a lot of good information coming up. The Bucks are battle tested. Here we go at 9. Here we go. I knew he was gonna come totally different than what we were. He said the Bucks are battle tested. Hey, so you know what? Let's see what's gonna go in this game tonight. We'll holler at you next time. Have a great one.
I can't fuck around with the fuck around. You know you do this shit because of me. Only worry about what's in front of me. Keep them niggas hating, they can't fuck with me. They don't bother me. They finna see a whole lot of me. I'm the ticket like a lottery. Blowing wood, chilling by the beach. And every week it's like a different freak. I'm here, but my head gone. They threw a lot, they changed on me, they was dead wrong. Having dreams, I ain't making home. Only God I could call on. Like it's Dipset, nigga, we ballin'. We ain't friends, so please stop calling me. Plays, run them off. I want it bad, I was starving. Need a diamond bezel in a plain Jane. My mama told me about the dope game. Play a nigga, you gon' see that thing do. You can take a better lane. The brokest nigga be the loudest in the room. I'ma get money, play the fool. I'm on my way, gotta move. Tell these little niggas I'm the truth. James Harden, I'ma shoot. Creek hoes, I need two. I'ma hop up in this spaceship. Who gon' say they made this? Bitches on my